right, welcome everybody to the 4040 Network. I almost couldn't get that out. I am your host, Granny She Is, or simply Cheryl, whichever you prefer. Welcome back to the show. Today we are talking about The Idiocracy was a documentary. It is a documentary. And also there are too many what the fuck moments to name that has been happening all over the United States, particularly with the person that currently runs the country. But before we get into all of that, we're gonna start off talking about B Simone ass. But we go before we get into that, let me allow my co-hosts to introduce themselves. Fellas, welcome.
What's going on, everybody?
What's
What's
going
happening?
on?
It's the Dark Prince Jayhawk in the house. What's happening, everybody? Hey, we about to put it down. It's about to be, Lord have mercy. It's whoa. Talk to the people, man. I don't have anything else to say right
Hello,
now.
world.
It's a lot.
Dwayne Sutton here, aka Walt. Mr. CEO is what my title say. And y'all know how we get down, man. It's the 4040 Network. We're gonna dive into this week's current events. I'm ready to be here. I ain't gonna lie to you. Today was Tuesday, felt like a Monday. But you know, we finna get it in. I ain't gonna lie to you, every day gonna feel like a Monday with everything going on in the news.
Right.
I'm damn, when I'm gonna get some good news?
I don't know, like God dang. God
I just
dang.
want to tell somebody congratulations. Listen, if your baby done graduated or you done got engaged or married recently or something, congratulations.
Congratulations. Yes. That's some good news.
That is good news, right? That is good news. You're breathing.
You're breathing. Look, I will shout out a comedian that I follow on TikTok. Her name's Mika. And Mika is going to be in a TV show coming up soon. She's headlining her first show as a comedian in Detroit. So she has some great things going on. I will have to find her title. It's at Mika something. And she just announced it today that I got all these exciting things going on. And she's my age. She is my age. And she's like, I didn't think this would ever happen for me because life. And so she decided to go full time as a professional comedian this year. And like her and her kids moved in together, and they've been trying to pull their resources so that she could make her dreams finally happen. So it's
Yes.
happening, and it's been a struggle, right? So congratulations to Mika. I gotta find her title because I understand that's a hard thing. And she said she was thinking about going back into banking a few months ago because it's just so hard. You just want to quit and go back to the 9 to 5 that because doing your business full time when you're not getting the money for it is really difficult. This podcast is it's the same way. People ask me all the time, I know you got a lot of ad revenue coming in. That's a sales job. You still have to go out and chase that fucking ad revenue. That ain't just falling in your lap, okay?
But let me tell you how you make that happen though. Everybody tune in.
Right.
Like for real. It's not like we just over here BS and we ain't got no real content. Like, come on, dog. We working on it. We really giving you it, and we also want your input. This ain't something you just got to sit back and just listen. Like, we want you to chime in. Matter of fact, we even got a phone line. But it only matters. It's only gonna work if you tune in. So if you're watching this tonight, you on YouTube, you on either one of our platforms, on our personal platform. And I ain't gonna lie to you, if you're watching from Facebook, I'm telling you, limited time. I'm not gonna keep playing with Facebook like this. I need you to go over here and subscribe to the IMO Media Group on YouTube. I'm done with Facebook all the way around.
Yeah,
that's my little personal. That's probably where you watch it. But yeah, for real, it only works if you tune in.
Share on some borrowed time.
Right. Tune in, like, share, comment. We're on now. So tell your friends and family, your coworkers, your neighbors, whoever, your side piece, your situationship. Tell all of them to tune in, your husbands and your wives.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
And we do ads. So it's not like we're gonna make you look bad, I promise you. We do ads and we make the shit look good.
Right.
BWNC Radio.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now let's get into this first topic. Everybody's been talking about this young lady now. A lot of people may not even know who she is, but it's part of the culture. The culture is a little bit upset with B Simone. B Simone is a comedian, entrepreneur. She does a lot. She's a content creator. She was on Wild and Out. She started back when there was a Vine, and from Vine became Instagram, and she did a lot of content with Desi.
She been out since the. Wait a minute.
That's what I said. So you
Do
know,
it for the Vine.
Wow. Yes.
So you know, we had this era of the comedians are different now. Instead of hitting stages, they were starting to do their way on unorthodox, and they were going through internet. And so you got the Vines and the Instagrams. So I know I remember seeing her with Desi, the kid out of Atlanta, the sleuth with the kid, that joker feet.
Yeah.
Kind of like how Country Wayne got started for the most part, right?
Absolutely.
Hey
Kind of
man,
like how
Country Wayne. Shout out to
started.
Country Wayne. I ain't gonna lie to you,
man.
I'm not tuned into the shows lately.
You know,
where
he's
I
a Cowboys fan, so what's up?
Start from to actually creating a whole soap opera, basically on YouTube, and I think he had a platform on Facebook as well too. But
hey, Ro,
it was kind of
Hey man,
hey Ro,
you can follow Ro separately now. Ro has her own thing going on.
Yeah, hey Ro, you know she's from Dallas anyway. You know,
yeah.
So
we're gonna come back to B Simone, but to Country Wayne, I remember when he started dancing, coming out of his house dancing to Keith Sweat songs. That is how Country Wayne started. He wasn't saying anything. He was literally coming out the house in his old school Keith Sweat gear, dancing to Keith Sweat. That's how I remember Country Wayne when he first started. And then he started doing the content, which was amazing. Him and Ro. Oh my goodness. And now he's going on to produce his own movies, his own shows. And shout out to Country Wayne. People
and I would say this too. That's another
American
thing
dream.
I think Black America really needs to kind of scale back on. Some people want to get, very hypercritical of him, his production, some of the stuff he does. And I'm like, Country Wayne is still active. That's called motion.
And he's self-made. Y'all
bottom
understand?
line is,
independent.
As long as you got people who believe in you and they supporting what you do, put it out.
Yeah, put it out.
Put it out.
And
either you're going to like it or you don't. Kind of like what we was talking about last week with Tyler Perry. Hey, man, I'm rooting for everybody black.
Everybody.
Can some stuff be tuned up, fine-tuned? Sure. However, put it out. You're gifted.
Right. Speaking of fine-tuning, let's get back on B Simone ass, because we'll run off with the plug and we be on topic number Z before we get to topic A. B Simone. All right. So this is why everybody is so upset with her. She had her best friend on her podcast. And her best friend was talking about the help that she needed during the time when she was struggling, which was this past year, 2024. And she saw B Simone like give out money to other people. And although she didn't ask her, she understood that it wasn't her time to shine. But now this girl got her own motion. But all the while that the young lady was talking, I was expecting B Simone to say, we're going to show the clip in a minute. I was expecting her, as so many other people were, for her to say, if I had known, I would have helped you. But she didn't. She just called on Jesus 150,000 times. And it made it seem so disingenuous. So before we talk about it, and I'm going to show a clip of what people are saying in the aftermath of this whole thing. Why shouldn't she have helped her friend? But play that clip of her talking to her best friend, or her best friend talking to her on the podcast.
So let's start here.
For family, for the wrong people. The money I done gave people money. I done bought houses. I done paid for divorces.
Now think about how I feel as your friend.
And then let me tell you, I'm gonna get there. And I've done all that. And then the right people come around that have the purest heart, that love you so much, and you're stifling, and you're looking, and you're paranoid, and you're looking people up and down, and it's anxiety. That's not coming from a healed place. It's coming from, like you said, bitterness. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's like a guard is up.
And sometimes from the public perception, it's like being a best friend with a celebrity. Everybody thinks that, because you're connected to this person, then your life is just as grand as theirs, or you got
it, or they helping you.
Baby, when I tell you, didn't have a job, living with my parents, a single mom, all this happened to me this past year.
Jesus.
And then it's like to not have resentment in my heart towards you, because I saw you do this for other people. I saw you give a check to somebody to help them through whatever they went through. And it's like, God, like, I love him. That's my soul. And I can't nobody didn't give me a handout, but guess what? That wasn't your responsibility. God had to take me through that for my own season, for my own thing. I had to get my car repossessed.
Jesus.
I had to go through the food stamps line. I had to be on Medicaid because I'm building my story too. But it's like, as a friend somebody who has it, it's hard to digest because everybody around you, they're probably shocked that I'm even saying this right now. All this year.
In less than 12 months.
What?
So yeah, that was the conversation, a piece of it, a very small piece of the conversation. They did go on to talk about B. Simone talking about how the millions that she had, she no longer has. I couldn't find that clip, but it is part of it as well. When she says like she's not banking like she was then or whatever. I don't think she's broke because to what she said, she's not shopping at Bloomingdale's or whatever the fuck, whatever fancy store. Now she's at H&M. Man, sis, first of all, you said in the clip that you weren't going to date people who were working a 9 to 5. You would not date men who worked a regular 9 to 5. That she was manifesting a drug dealer, a ball player, a rapper, or something to that effect. A drug dealer, she don't care, but he had to be
Wait.
not working a 9 to 5. So now that you're on your podcast saying how you are living like an everyday American, no one has sympathy for her. No one has sympathy.
Well, okay.
Yeah, we do not care.
We don't care. You got to be careful what you say, and it's one thing to manifest a husband that's wealthy, but to get on and say you're never going to date another guy who works a 9 to 5 ever in your life. Do you know the majority of Americans work a 9 to 5? Everyone's not a ball player. Everyone's not a rapper. And praise God, hopefully all these black men ain't out here selling drugs. They're not street pharmacists. They're making a really good living at their 9 to 5s, providing for their families. Or the single ones are probably looking for, and I know in this day and age, it's probably hard for them to find a wife, but they're probably still looking for one, right? And I'm trans wealthy, but what I'm not gonna say is that I'm not willing to talk to nobody with a 9 to 5. Cause bitch, yes, I am.
Maybe she was looking for a traditional pharmacist.
That is not what she said. I wish I had the clip. Is that what she said, Wayne? Wayne.
She was looking for.
She said
the pseudo pharmacist.
No, she said drug dealer. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
She
said, but we have to get into more of her deliriousness.
Okay, let's go.
Because, apparently her vision with her business needs to be everybody's vision.
Yes, absolutely has to be everybody's vision.
I mean, we talked about like the team thing. I'm really big on this team right now. Like I used to be real big on like, you need to be with me for 10 years and build this and build. Well, I told you that. I was like, why doesn't people stay and just build the legacy and I could just make millionaires? If you're going to be with me for a year, in that year, the vision is LTTA. The vision can't be whatever you're trying to do off to the side.
So it sounds like, okay, everybody focus on in my lane for right now, and then afterwards we can build you.
Right.
But what if she doesn't? What if she doesn't? And you put all of your time and equity and intellectual equity into building her brand, and then she's like, look, that thing it's not gonna work.
But here's the thing, with the conversation she had with her friend, did it sound like at any point she was helping her friend build her brand? Was she helping her friend at all? At any time did she allude to helping the friend? Did she say, hey girl, yeah, I knew you were struggling, but at any point did she say that?
No, she called on she called on a Hebrew carpenter.
She called on a Hebrew carpenter several times, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that's what people have the problem with. Like, okay, I don't know if it was a setup, if it was planned or what, but your friend was literally saying, and I thought the dialogue would have went in a different direction when she said, I felt the way. I understand that wasn't your place to take care of me, but to see you hand someone another check when you know I'm struggling. This is how I know. I'm gonna tell you this story before you say that.
That's a broski moment.
That's a broski moment. And then people need to go listen to that song it's featuring Rotimi. But I will tell you something that I realized the person wasn't my friend about a year ago. It ain't even been a year. And we would always meet for drinks either on like one of the days of the week, happy hour at this really nice restaurant that I love to go to. It's one of my favorite places to go. And anyway, I remember sitting at the bar with her and having a conversation about the place that I was working for. I needed a raise. And so I was fighting for a raise. And so we're sitting there and we're drinking, we're having drinks, and some of her business associates, they come up. Now, this place that I like to go to, tons of millionaires frequent it. It's one of those kind of places. So her business associates come up, and sure enough, they pay for our drinks, they pay for our food. And one of her, now in the midst of me telling her that I'm struggling right now, like my kids just moved in with me, my bills are going up, blah 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 blah. One of the associates hands her $5,000 cash.
Hmm.
Now, mind you, we just had a conversation about me struggling. She was like, "Oh my God, look what I just got." And the bitch put it in her purse, just dropped it in her purse. And she was like, "Yeah, you'll get better. It'll get better for you." Did you just take?
Fuck.
I was like, "Did you just take a kickback in front of me? Are we really?" So that's when I noticed right then in that moment, she wasn't really my friend. That's just somebody who liked for me to give her attention when we were out having a good time. Right. Now, thank you. I didn't have to pay for anything that day. But if I'm telling you my life struggle, someone hands you 5K cash and your response to me is, "Oh, it'll get better for you." And then you just walk off like what I was just talking about wasn't even that serious.
Two things.
So I know how the friend felt.
Two
I didn't
things.
ask her for no money, but yeah, go ahead.
So, I hope that we are starting to get away from the phase or the thought process where people are going to love the way we love.
Right.
People are going to friend the way we friend. That's just not going to happen. It's not always the case.
No.
Everybody, you know how they talk about the love languages and everything?
Mhm.
People show it in many different ways. The way you probably would have done it would have been the way I probably would have done it after hearing
Mhm.
your story. And I come up on something like that, let me put a little something in your pocket.
Yeah, I'd have absolutely done that.
That would have
Off
been
top.
just a quick, even though you ain't even had to ask. And I know that's not what that was about.
Mhm.
But
Right.
if you, my people,
Mhm.
you see what I'm saying? It's really that. I mean, I don't care really what I could probably need of the 5,000. I might need 4 of it immediately. I'm gonna at least put 500 in you. There
Yeah.
you go. You know what I'm saying? Like just to
Mhm.
show you, I hear you.
Yeah.
I know it ain't a whole bunch, but here,
Mhm.
it's something to help.
Here's
But
something.
everybody ain't built like that.
Mhm.
Well,
And then I
Listen, I
understand
don't.
people think in their own perspective. She was in her own world with her own perspective. Like people don't actively listen. So she heard me, but she didn't hear me. You know what I mean?
Here's another thing too, though. That's because you think like that, I think like that, because that's how we are. We've also had people around us who've done things like that.
Yeah.
There are some people who've never witnessed that. So they don't know that this is a way to operate. They look at that like that's some sucker shit.
Yeah.
Or those are handouts for weak, soft, whatever's. Nobody gave me no handouts. So,
Right.
I don't expect, and
somebody
it's all a
prayed for
part of
you.
a mentality of some people.
Mhm.
However, here's another part I wanted to address would be what B. Simone said.
Mhm.
I watched the Wu-Tang Saga on Hulu. I don't know if y'all ever
I
did.
have not watched that yet.
I loved it. I
Okay.
loved it. It told the origin story. I really did not know these boys. Like I've heard the music, but I
Mhm.
didn't know the depths in which it took. And you think about how many people in what Wu-Tang is, 9 members?
Yeah, it was. And they were from like one of the only rap groups
They
from
were
Staten
from
Island. I think they're from
Staten
Staten
Island, yeah,
Island, New York. Yep.
aka Shaolin.
Hmm.
But the way they came about, because RZA had got on by himself first, and he was
Hmm.
called Bobby Digital. Or Bobby something. But anyway, Bobby Lover or something like that. But anyway, he got on, it flopped. He had some other personal things going down. He learned the music business that way. And then he knew all these different people from Meth to Yuga to all these different people who had it but had no opportunities.
Right.
They're watching Nas get on. They're watching LL get on. They're watching all these other people around them at that time coming up, but they don't have the ear of the people. They don't have a sign. They don't have a way in. He's the only one that they know. And he said, I'm going to lay these contracts out. Give me you for 5 years. Everything you got. and we're gonna go from there. I'm a once we get on, you sign your own individual deals and this and that, but everything that's Wu-Tang is Wu-Tang. You signed to us. They committed to it. So I can understand that if you have no other options, because people will fuck money up by getting greedy and going out and creating deals. Now you got cross deals and you cutting into other folks' money because you ain't paying attention to everybody else. So I get it.
You talking about cooperative economics at first with blood, with sweat equity.
But what B. Simone is talking about
is some bullshit.
That's some bullshit.
Period.
I'm gonna call a spade a spade.
That ain't that. Like that woman was drowning.
She was drowning.
And you wouldn't throw her a life raft.
Let her ass drown. It's like that meme I saw of a black woman and she's in the water, right? And everybody's like calling out to her, "You're so strong, like you got this." And she's reaching up for help and somebody gives her a high five. Like, "Yeah, you go, girl, you're so strong." And then all you see is like the tips of her fingers as she drowns. Like everybody's telling Black women, "You're so strong and we're proud of you." No, I need some fucking help. Help me, nigga. In the words of Kevin Hart.
But you know what? I think that's a black women and black men thing.
Yeah, black men too.
Because when it comes to black men too, we hear a lot of black men, you're loved. Black men, you're appreciated. Black men, you're this and you're that. But then you heard B. Simone statements with the whole 9 to 5 thing. You basically just told black men,
yeah, fuck you. And if you're not a drug dealer, rapper, or entrepreneur, she ain't got no time for you.
Like, dog, I'm at a point, bro. It's when it comes to B. Simone, here's the real reason why we just ain't got it for you. You talk too much now. And this is coming from somebody who has a podcast and who has a media group. You talk too much. When you got on the microphones and start talking about not washing your ass.
Oh, is that the one that talked about not?
That's her.
Oh shit, I forgot about that. And then she went to church recently. Like she's supposed to have given her life to Christ, but then she fucked people up because after she did a whole religious thing, she did an interview recently with the baby, who I thought was canceled, but I don't know because I don't really listen to his music anymore. And she was talking about how much she loved him, right? And in the bed with him and all of that.
That's part of her journey too. So she spoke that into fruition when he was hot. When she was up and coming comedian or whatever. I'm doing this because I'm still feeling like if you can't get on stage and kill it, you're not a comedian. I don't care what you do on social media. Social media is not a real place anyway. But when she was up and she kept doing that with the Desi joints that she kept doing. The baby was her due, and she'll do it. She'll drop whatever. She'll do whatever. When she got on Wild 'N Out and he came on for that episode, I lost it on camera. That has always been her. That's part of her journey. So for her to get on there, it came full circle where they actually had a sit down and talk about it. At the same time, you still talk too much. Like there are not things that we need to. Some shit we just don't need to know.
She did something. Run that clip of that young lady giving her opinion. I think she represents how the culture was feeling out as a collective.
B. Simone believes that what she's working on should be the biggest thing in her life and in the lives of everyone around her, including her friends. She wants everyone to put on hold their own dreams or sacrifice their own dreams in order to help her fulfill and pursue hers. In the previous part of this interview, the friend talks about how she watched B. Simone bless all these other people, pay people's rent, pay people's mortgage, help people with their student loans, pay out people's cars, all while she was broke, on food stamps, losing her car, talking about how B. Simone didn't help her, but how she grew from that. But now that girl has got her own opportunities and is forging her own way. Now you want to talk about how you can make her a millionaire? Where was this energy when that girl needed it? Because if you believe in her now, why didn't you believe in her then? The hubris, the self-aggrandizing, to believe that what you're doing is bigger than everything anybody else is doing. And when somebody talks about how you watch them struggle, all you can say is Jesus. Jesus, like you hearing about it for the first time. You showed her by both your actions and your inactions that friend or no friend, she's on her own. And now she's teaching you that lesson. So what did we learn? To have a good friend, we must what? Be a good friend. That's right.
That's right, B.
Amen.
Simone. You have to be a good friend.
Amen. Now you can call on that carpenter. You can call on that young man, the carpenter from Hebrew, from
Mhm.
Hey,
From
wherever he-
Nazareth.
from
Hey.
Nazareth.
don't run, B. Simone. You know what time it is. You know
She
we heard
cannot
you.
cry to
Listen
that
to you
girl
loud
now.
and clear. You know what time it is.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. There's no wonder you get D's and everything.
You know what time it is.
And I do appreciate the lesson. That's right. In the Bible, and for much as she go to church, isn't there a scripture that says that you must first do what? Show yourself friendly.
It's also something in there
If you
that
want a
makes
friend.
that makes a assumption that
Mm.
if someone is hungry, you wouldn't give them a stone to eat, would you?
Right.
So
Mhm.
knowing her friend was struggling and her inaction was basically the same thing. You know,
Yeah.
so but now she can she can make you into a millionaire. Well, I wouldn't do your
But
own
that's
thing,
another thing.
friend.
She done lost her money. How you gonna make somebody into a millionaire? You done lost your money.
Oh, it's called trans wealthy. She's gonna transfer the money from a young girl
No, that ain't
to her
Cheryl's
pocket.
trans.
That's not true.
That ain't Cheryl's trans.
That ain't my word.
You part of
No.
Cheryl community.
Don't listen now. Do not disgrace the word trans wealthy. That sounds like some
That's the second definition. If you look in
No.
the dictionary,
That sounds
That
like
alternate
Destiny
alternate
swapping.
definition.
She trying to
Webster be
Destiny
giving
swap
it.
with that
This
girl.
is A. This is B.
Yeah, that girl better be careful, honey, because I feel like that just based on what B. Simone said, she's more of an opportunist than a friend.
There
Hence
you
the
go.
reason she probably
That's
had the girl on the podcast in the first place, because this girl now has her own motion. So why would she bring her on her show unless she thought she could get a benefit out of it? Same reason she probably cut checks to people she cut checks to. There was probably some benefit in it for B. Simone. You have some people who help other people because it's gonna make their image look better. It benefits them in some way. Some people don't just help out the goodness of their heart. You know, there's a motive behind the help. So hey, that's one thing to consider. But yeah, I understand where her friend coming from, because right now everything we get, the three of us, we getting it out the mud.
see,
Period.
because see, let me just tell you right now. This is just the way my thought process works.
Mm-hmm.
As the media group grows, I know who's capable of doing what.
Mm-hmm.
And I go to people and I present opportunities, yada yada yada. I see this being your space, your, like the church would say, your ministry. You know, I believe in opportunities because there are some things that people do. We all have our 9 to 5s, but then when it comes to really chasing our dreams, it's just that it's a dream for some of us. And it's really, you know, as far as getting connected to really having the opportunities to do that thing that would be our dream, that will fulfill our dream. We don't really know a lot of people who can do that. But if you come up with something, or I come up with something, or JL come up with something that could allow someone to have that opportunity, and you know this is something that they check, why won't you pick up a phone and say, hey man, I got something.
You're right.
I have something for you. It may not be a whole lot pay wise, but it's something to get you start to build you a reputation. And guess what? Now people will start to look and see what you're capable of. And now you can, you know, you building your resume from there. At least you helped your person by just giving them the opportunity that fell in your lap. For some reason, we don't do that enough.
No, we don't.
It's the community versus rugged individualism.
And fuck it, I'm gonna bring a wrecking ball. Look, let's do it. Because I know a lot of people who come in my ear, in my face, and I haven't seen in a while, but when I finally do see them, where they've seen me from? Here. And the first thing come out their mouth, man, you do great with these shows, man. You be talking about all kinds of stuff, man. You full of knowledge. Well, if I'm so full of knowledge and my content is so dope, where you at?
Right.
Where you at? I don't ask you for no money. Where you at though? If you really like that, if you really support it, where you at? And that's why I think we as Black people, we got to do a better job of this shit. You bullshit. Let me just call it what it is. You bullshitting folk. You see people, you swear it's this, and that. You don't really know the story, and you're not really supporting like that.
Very true. They'll sit back and watch now. I like recently.
Yeah, you watch. It's different between watching and supporting.
Yeah, they'll sit back and watch. It doesn't take anything to like, to share, to drop a comment. It takes nothing to do these things. It takes
Nothing.
nothing to follow. And I tell you what's so frustrating about Facebook, which I really have not been on Facebook all that much lately. But I just put a post up and it's pinned on my personal Facebook page. And people will watch your content and they will barely hardly like it or share it. But I will check my analytics and clearly see that 1200 to 1500 of you mofos watched the shit, but you didn't like it. But that's okay because Facebook still cut me a check. Thank you, Facebook. And it just drives me bananas. It's like, oh, what are you waiting for? Are you waiting to see if I'm going to level up so you can have your
That's all
name
it
out?
is. They
Are
don't
you
like to
waiting to
attach
see if
their
I'm going to
names to
flop?
things until it becomes popular.
Right.
When it becomes popular, then it's okay to jump in. And now, oh man, I've been rocking since day one. No, you haven't. No, you haven't.
I have a saying. I have a saying because we struggle. I grew up in Brookhaven and I was in the old projects, which was Carver Heights. We moved from Carver Heights. My mama bought a house in Bricknell, which is a subdivision of houses, but it was worse than the fucking projects. It was worse.
Oh,
okay, when I tell you rough, coming up rough, oh my goodness. So to finally get to a place where it's not that and you're still climbing and people still try to tell you, I don't understand the mentality of that because like you saw me struggle. You saw where I came from. And you see where I'm at and you think, well, I ain't gonna help her get no further. What the fuck? What is that shit?
Because it's like means you'll be ahead of them. And they don't want that. They do not, it's a competition. Even though I don't look at you as my competition. I look at you as my teammate.
Right.
But it's always gonna be like that though.
Yep.
People are always gonna watch and not collect. So here's the deal. My firm belief is we set ourselves on fire. People are gonna come from miles to watch. Doesn't mean they're gonna hit like, but they're gonna watch, right? So we just have to know the numbers gonna be the numbers, right? It's always gonna be 80-20 ratio, right? So we already know that 20% of the people are going to do 80% of the likes. We already know that. So if we want more likes, that means we got to set ourselves on fire more, get more of the 20%ers in, and that's what happens. So we can't be calling on the other 80% because they gonna watch, but they ain't gonna say nothing. They ain't gonna tap in. That's just numbers. This is what it is.
True.
People,
and I'm gonna wrap this in a bow because for B Simone, like we said, we don't want to tear her down. I wanted to bring her up because the culture is a little bit upset with the way she has handled her career this past year, the way she has treated people who are supposed to be her friends, the way she has literally dogged black men. I don't know if she meant it wholeheartedly or if she was just saying some shit for content purposes. But when she started out, she hustled her ass off to get to that point to where she became disillusioned. And it can happen to any of us. So we all got to learn to stay grounded in this game of life as we are building and becoming successful. And she has not been the first artist, especially online artists, YouTube artists, Instagram, social internet artists who has said some dumbass shit. And now the career that they worked so hard to build is crumbling. The baby himself had an amazing, glowing career. His rap career was going straight up. And he said some dumb shit at his concert which he should have really thought about that. And it got him canceled basically by the LGBTQ plus community. And once they cancel your ass, it's hard to get back up on the horse. But get on back up there, sir. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna be the one listening to your music, but especially after what you did to old Danny Lee, your baby mama, god damn. And her brother. I don't know. So I'm just saying, we're gonna still give her an opportunity to rise. But right now, as Charlemagne would say, she's the donkey of the day. What that say on the screen?
We as a people have been conditioned by the colonizers to not help our people get ahead because that means that I can't get ahead if I help you. Remember, there can only be one.
Well, sounds like Highlander.
That sounds like Hollywood.
But see, that's the thing. They teach you. What's the movie? Was that with Victor Sweets when he said I got a spot available in my crew? No, that's the Joker on The Dark Knight. He says, I got a spot available in my crew, but it's only for one. And he takes a stick, cracks it in half, and it's two men, and he throws it down there.
Which one are you going to be?
Here's the thing. If you know the Joker, he don't care nothing about the crew. So you can fight and kill somebody to get that one spot, only to realize that at some point in time down the line, you're gonna be a part of his plan as well.
Absolutely.
That's what you got to start paying attention. We have to start paying attention. It's not just about one spot. We are not fighting to be in this one spot, because truth be told, that spot that you're looking at is not even the team that I even want to be playing for. I'm not your competition. I'm your brother. I'm your brother, and I'm rooting for you. And all I ask is that you give me the same energy. That's all I ask. The same. If you really, I see some stuff come across social media, and sometimes I don't even watch it. I just like it because of who posted it.
Me too.
Because I'm trying to support my people. I don't have time to really sit and watch the whole video, but it's you that posted it, and you, my folk.
I'm gonna give you some love.
And I'll probably share it too. It's really that simple. Like I said, it's 1 + 1 = 2. If you my people and I see your post on my timeline, I'm going to like it. No matter what. Now, I ain't gonna make sure you ain't on some BS. Like I ain't, I'm not gonna sit here and if you
thank you, AJ.
Donald Trump is my hero. I'm not gonna do that. However, long as I get the premise of it, okay, cool.
Right. No, if they on some bullshit, I ain't gonna like the post. I got people tagging me right now. I'm gonna untag them.
I'm sorry, A to the mother J.
What's up, AJ? And to Sweets, thank you.
Yeah.
I hope she don't mind me calling her Sweets on
she
the podcast.
She don't mind. She don't mind. She has that on back of her shirts at times.
Now listen, y'all. We got
Sweets with the Z.
Because talking about being one, it's now the time for us to be one. Okay, we talked about being Simone, but let's talk about some serious shit. Not to say that we don't, that ain't serious. But as you can see from the title, depending on which platform you're watching this on, it's one of two titles. One is bombs over Iran. And it's too many what the fuck moments happening, but we're gonna try to cover them. Or you may have saw us say Idiocy is a documentary, Idiocracy. If you have not seen that movie that came out in 2012, starring
Terry Crews,
and what was the Owen guy name? Chris Owen. Anyway, it was about a president who happened to be a celebrity before he became a president. And the people, he was so popular with the people, they voted him into office. The movie is called Idiocracy. And this is how Crocs became famous. And they had two factions of people during this time that the president was elected. What's up? And it was the smart people who decided that because of the way the world was going, they were not going to be having a lot of babies. And you had the stupid people who were populating the earth at an astronomical number, basically. And so they voted in this dumb president who did not know his ass from his mouth. Like literally he didn't. Terry Crews played the president. And it was so bad that the people who loved him began to turn on him because they were starving, because the crops were not producing crops. So they had to wake up.
What were they watering it with? What were they watering the crops with?
They were watering the crops with Mountain Dew. They were watering the crops with Mountain Dew, and the crops were dying. And they
all I
couldn't
can think of is what's the Ricky Bobby joint?
Keep them all jacked up on Mountain Dew. So anyway, they wake up this guy from the 20th century, and he comes to the future, and they want him to fix the problems. And they take him out to the field, and the president was like, I don't know what the problem is. And he was like, what's that y'all using for fertilizer or for water? I mean, for fuel, to water the crops. He said, oh, it's Mountain Dew. He said, y'all don't have water? You water. Anyway, that it was so.
They're like, we don't like water.
We don't like water, right? So it was so
Macho
ridiculous.
Camacho Hernandez. Is that
Well, who?
He said? AJ says President Macho Camacho Hernandez.
That's it, Macho Camacho Hernandez. That is it. Y'all gotta go watch that movie. We are living that. That movie was supposed to be a comedy, but it turned out to be reality. We are living in idiocracy right now. The life and times of the USA, a horror story. Go ahead.
I want to say this, Cheryl. I believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe that one of the people from The Simpsons or from the Boondocks wrote that damn movie because it is so timely.
Hey
I'm
man,
gonna go with The Simpsons. Now we gotta fact check that. We don't know who wrote that movie, but we gonna check it because every time The
Or the
Simpsons posts an
Boondocks.
episode or the Boondocks, that shit comes true. Boondocks too. They post a
Yeah.
lot of stuff that we are seeing happen now. Boondocks post about Diddy 20 years ago. 15 years ago, they posted about an episode where it was what was the guy named Bootylicious? He was a rapper, Gangstalicious. The
gangster.
rapper's name was Gangstalicious. And he had gotten shot up. And I thought they were talking about 50 Cent in the game at one point because of the way the storyline went. And I was like, I'm so confused. Well, they said it was about Diddy. And it was back when Sean John, is it Sean John, the clothing line?
Yep.
Yes.
Had just come out. And on the Boondocks, they had all of the male models in pink wear. It was a long shirt with the ass cut out in the back. One of the guys was wearing a pink purse. One of the guys had on a little bitty baby jacket like the girls wear.
The fuck?
Diddy was on the couch, it wasn't Diddy, it was the Bootylicious guy, whatever his name was. I keep saying Bootylicious.
Gangstalicious.
Gangstalicious. Gangstalicious. And so like he was on the couch laid back talking about how that was the trend. And the host was like, well, I don't get the cutout in the back. You know, like I don't, and I forget the excuse that he gave. And I remember at the end, they showed them kissing. They showed Gangstalicious and this other guy kissing that was supposed to be a rivalry to one another. And Riley saying, y'all niggas is gay.
That's right.
So you're right. It's either one or the other that wrote that. But here's the thing. We are now facing idiocracy. We don't have a democracy in America. And it's not quite an oligarchy, but it is most definitely idiocracy. We are fucking here. We had a president who a few days ago, as we all know at this point, bombs over Iran, he dropped not one, not two, but 3 bombs on each of Iran's nuclear development facilities. Now, he was supposed to have been in talks with Congress, and it was supposed to take 2 weeks before they decided what they were going to do moving forward so far as helping Israel with that war. But Trump, what's the name of the president again from Idiocracy? Because that's what we're going to start calling Trump.
Macho Camacho Hernandez.
He's about to be Macho Hernandez. Macho Camacho Hernandez. That's our current president.
Wait,
Macho
Tyler Perry had one of the episodes banned.
Yeah, the BET one. Was it the BET episode? I forget, but they did ban the BET episode where it was saying that BET was destroying Black people. That was their
I remember that one.
Destroy Black people.
The facilities were empty.
Oh, you're talking about in those bombings? In those bombings in the mountains?
Yeah, the facilities
from what I understand.
were empty.
Yeah, because they kind of knew.
Yeah, they knew. They already knew that, hey, Israel is attacking us. They're going to, and here's my thing, and we got a video that I want Wayne to play in a minute. I am concerned about sleeper cells. The facilities were empty, so they already knew. They were prepared for that shit.
From what
Come
I
on, don't
understand,
tell me they weren't prepared for that. And now what we have to worry about, and we don't know when this is going to happen, sleeper cells. Does anybody remember what a sleeper cell is?
Absolutely. There was there's a good movie called Arlington Road. So it goes all the way back. If you guys look back at the movie, it is amazing. I shared this movie with students that I taught in high school, you know, because we struck at Osama bin Laden, killed the kids, missed him. And I'm like, there's probably sleeper cells here, right? Didn't even know there were sleeper cells in Arlington, Texas, which was probably from where I was teaching 20 minutes away. So yeah, it's a big doggone deal. So it's people who come into America, they look like, you know, they're doing well, they're great American citizens, but they're double agents because they have an allegiance to another country, and when activated, they have a mission to carry out, which is going to cause carnage and damage.
During 9/11, there was a sleeper cell in Bogalusa. One of the doctors at the hospital at the time, which at the time we called it Charity in Bogalusa, he was part of a sleeper cell.
In the hospital.
In the hospital.
I believe it.
He was called and arrested.
They're not going to be sitting at the 7-Eleven. They're not going to get where you think
they're incorporated into
they're going to
society.
be in a very important position.
Right. They're going to be
Absolutely.
part of the community. And did I send you a video that talked about that with him bombing and what's coming next? I can't remember if
The
I
young
did. I thought
lady.
I did.
Well, I'll say
Yeah.
this before this is just, it could be wrong. I'll
Mhm.
say that. However, I think the first step that they're probably going to do is they're going to close the Strait of is it called Hermas?
Let me look
Which
it up.
which
Yes,
which
it
20%,
is.
yeah,
Mhm.
20% of the world's oil, crude oil, and gas, natural gas goes through there. We have Kuwait, we have Saudi Arabia, and it's another country actually send their oil. That's how their business gets out. They have to send it through that little strait, which is only 21 miles wide.
That's it. Straight
So,
up Hamas. You're right.
and so and it's right there on the coast of Iran. So if Iran decides they really want to bring America to its knees, they close that port. And what happens is gas prices, oil prices go up. And we're talking about, $200+ a barrel. We're looking at maybe $8 to $10 a gallon in gas. We're looking at food not getting to the shelves because then how are you going to pay these truckers?
Right.
Right? They don't have the money to go cross country in order to deliver you your foods, and we don't make anything here. Everything we get, it comes in, and so it has to be transferred. So now we have turmoil. We got people without goods. We got people without services, and now that's when you usher in those sleeper cells.
Very true. Very true. And what you said was correct about the Strait of Hermas, and we will be in a shit ton of trouble if they do indeed close that. Wow, we would be. Okay, so you got the video ready?
Do I think Iran is going to attack on U.S. soil? No. But do you need to prepare for American
Not that one.
instability?
That's for us to be prepared for World War III. It was let me go. Hold on. Let me look. I gotta look for it now.
That's
Are
it.
we there?
It's actually it's one I sent on. I thought I sent it. I may have not sent it. Hold up. Yeah, but you're right about the Strait of Hermas. But I am worried about sleeper cells. I don't know if anybody's talking about sleeper cells. I haven't seen a
They
bunch
are.
of.
They are.
Okay.
But we're talking about the discussion is going on about a lot of different aspects of all of this. Like you said, from him not conversing or even discussing this with any member of his cabinet, any other members of the Senate. No one knew. His vice president even confirmed he never talked to me.
He cut out Pete his own mama say trash Hexeth. Thank you, Lurie, for that term. If you guys watch Lurie Daniel's Favors, you'll understand. But he's over a portion of the military, and he actually cut him out of any decision making when it came to that. He had no clue.
See what AJ says. Then Benjamin, how do you say his name?
Netanyahu is Netanyahu.
Netanyahu, okay. Has been saying if we don't help Israel, there will be attacks on major American cities. He has been saying it for almost a week.
Well, BB has been saying that for the last 20 years. We could pull up some different video where he's standing in front of Congress since 1995 saying the same thing, right? They're gonna have nuclear capabilities. They're 2 weeks away. They're a month away. They're 12 months away. BB stokes a lot of issues. And when I say BB, that's what they call him there, Netanyahu. He's a problem. He's a whole ass problem.
Damn it! Oh, fucking damn it! Damn it!
I sent it to you in the DM.
Yeah, BB is a fool with it, man. So
what did he say? I missed it. Y'all had my head turned.
Yeah, damn it!
Damn it! Oh, fucking damn it!
I love that little girl. She said what we all are feeling. Yeah, but it was an NBC News report issued a warning of potential sleeper cells attacking within the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're gonna do is jump to how to be prepared. Because hey, at this
Mm-hmm.
point, we need to be prepared. Everyone's watching the
Absolutely.
news, so I know you probably saw the sleeper cells, and you saw Trump cussed this morning or last night as he was
Mm-hmm.
addressing um the
Yep.
whoever the hell
They
the
don't know
media.
what they're
Yeah.
doing.
He said they don't know what they effing doing, but you don't go bomb somebody and turn around and think that there will be no consequences. Now the
No, but
consequences may not come when you want them to come, but baby, they are coming. Okay,
these people been fighting for 50 years, and you
50.
want to go ahead and
You mean
put your
50,000?
This
well,
ain't got nothing to do with us.
Right.
and so now, well, since they all came and carved out an area and called it Israel and put people in there that didn't belong over there in the first place. Oops, did I say that? And so
That's what
they
the man
have been
said. You heard me say
fighting,
that's what he said.
and they've been fighting for all those years, and now you come and put your hand in the hornet's nest and expect not to get stung. Let's see how
Well,
this
here,
goes.
this is what we need to do. We have to be prepared. So if you're watching this, we got a couple videos to help you. If you don't know what the fuck that you need to be doing and what you need to get and what you need to have on hand, now we can run that beautiful I don't know if that lady Latino or not. Run that video.
Do I think Iran is going to attack on U.S. soil? No. But do you need to prepare for American instability? Probably, yeah. So these are 3 things that you need to do today to be prepared. 1, fill up your gas tank, and if you can, buy some canisters and have that on hand. Number 2, have some cash. Go to the bank, take out at least $500, whatever money you can, have cash on hand. Number 3, get your medication. If you can, talk to your doctor. Sometimes they'll give you a 30-day or 90-day supply. Just make sure you have your medication, because if anything does happen, you want to make sure that you have money, medicine, and some gasoline. Go do those 3. I'll tell you some more tomorrow.
Moreover, also, people, I'll say this just in case things hit the fan. I'm a big component of stuff hitting the fan. Get you a bug out. My cousin's gonna be so proud of me, Vernon. Get you a bug out bag together. If you don't need to, in our group or whatever, I'll put a video in there for what you probably want to need in the bug out bag in order to get you from point A to point B. If you need to leave the house, right? Also get yourself some things together in case you're out and something pops off or you need to make it home to your loved ones. You need to have that kind of bag.
Toilet paper. He's so funny in toilet paper. Listen, seriously, that bug out bag, if you're from the South, like he said, toilet paper. And here's the thing, toilet paper really is made in America. We're not going to run out of toilet paper. That is made in America, y'all.
They don't care. I'm
blew
telling
my
you, I don't
mind
know.
during COVID.
And that's the crazy part. This is the crazy
That
shit.
blew my mind.
Why is it? I still have never understood this part. COVID hitting, the first thing people thought is we need something to wipe our ass with.
I didn't understand that. I just really didn't understand that at all. Tissue is made in America, people.
Hey, because people realized this was real, you know.
It was real. Now this is what I do want to say in all seriousness. Now, and down south, we have hurricane season. If you are anywhere along the coast, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida,
my bad.
We know to have a bug out bag ready to go. Okay? For those of us who lived through Hurricane Katrina, when I tell you it was like a bomb hit, there was no banks open. You could not get money.
Have a bottle of water in the trunk.
Right. You better get you some cases of water, everything you need, flashlights, some food, some kind of food, that dry goods that you could keep them in there, solar power batteries, whatever you could think to put in that bug out bag, put it in there.
Nice.
I didn't realize not having money, we could not get money out the bank. I think the most they would let you get out was $250. It didn't matter if you had 250 million in that bitch or if you had $25.
That's right.
You could not get money out the bank. So she's right about that. The gas stations ran out of gas really fast. It was long lines. Long lines to get gas. So definitely go ahead and prepare ahead of time.
Get you a medical kit, and particularly something with the tourniquet and everything else, just in case there's an injury, you need to be able to get that off.
Hey, bottom line is, I'm gonna have it said, we all been thinking.
Fuck around. He just fuck around all the time.
All the time.
Yep, that's the chief executive of this country has been doing, and
by the way,
now we all about to.
We all gonna pay
cheap
some kind of way.
Because I know we.
Oh, wait a minute! I want to bring something else up.
Yeah,
I want y'all to understand something.
uh-huh.
So we're looking for sleeper cells. We want to make sure we're safe, but the person in the country that's over counter terrorism is a 22-year-old landscaper and used to work at a grocery store.
He was a campaign worker on the Trump campaign.
Yeah, and so that's who is over counterterrorism.
Damn it! Oh, fucking damn it!
It's so much craziness
I just
going on.
want y'all to understand
They
where
just
we are.
swore in. Who sent me that video? They just swore in 4 CEOs as like generals or some shit, like top commanders, and they have not served a day in the military.
They from Elon's AI company.
They don't know what the hell
they
they're
have
doing.
No clue what they doing.
And when they coming up against something like a sleeper cell, I'm telling you, America is going to be so unprepared, like so unprepared. We haven't did a orange alert in years and years and years.
Let me be real with you.
That was.
We lost the last
so
3 wars.
This is kind of why I was like, I get it, why people don't want to have the whole gun discussion. They don't want our guns to be stripped from, because of what is about to take place now. Between that and a possible civil war, which is still a possibility. I'm just with you. However, I still believe that there should be certain stipulations that people should meet the qualification for to own a gun. It shouldn't just be as easy as other folks make it seem. However, this is some bullshit. I'm just flat out at this point now. This is the fact, we are at a point now. This is no longer a conspiracy theorist type shit. This shit is happening in real time. Mm-hmm. The country is going to hell in the handbasket, like they like to say.
No, it's there. We are in hell.
And how long has this guy been? It
has been 6 months.
Yeah, it's been 6 months. He got in January.
As of June 21st. As of June 21st, it's been
what Kamala say?
6 months.
Kamala say, if you elect this man, you will be at war
within 6 months. She said it. She said it. Everything she said has come true.
Everything she said is matter of fact, everything she said and everything he didn't say has come to Project 2025 has come to fruition. It's happening.
Right, as we said.
And then you got people who are flat out here going, well, they regret their vote, they regret their decision. We don't give a shit. We really don't. Sorry. Just don't. We don't want to hear it now. It's too late. Yeah. Fix it. And instead of fixing it,
Donald Trump.
That's what we need to transition to this last one. Mm-hmm. Instead of fixing it, where you could do something like, I don't know, impeach the president. They go and they do this.
Speaker, and still I rise. And I rise today in the name of government of the people, by the people, for the people. I rise today because our country is nearing a moment of decision. I rise because we are at the intersection of democracy and autocracy. I rise to announce that at this moment in time, I have filed H-Res 537. H-Res 537 is a privileged resolution. H-Res 537 has been filed because I believe that the President of the United States has committed an impeachable act.
And just like that, after presenting that, telling his whole case, there's plenty of evidence and proof of what the hell's going to happen. Mm-hmm. We ended up like this.
Let's see. On this vote, the yeas are 344, the nays are 79. The motion is adopted. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table.
344 to 79.
Mm.
344 to 7. $344 to 79. With everything that's happened, this man has got us in war. We've had senators assassinated and their spouses.
Oh,
it's a laundry list of shit that has gone wrong. And 79 people said we need to get him out of here. And 344 people said, nah.
No, we want some more. We want some more.
No, white supremacy. They really want it to be like it was in slavery days.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because the Supreme Court just okayed and made slavery legal recently. Did you know that?
No.
Say what?
Why. The Supreme Court just okayed slavery.
Come again, say what?
All right, let me go ahead and
so
tell you.
They can start kidnapping people now? Is that why ICE out here picking up the illegals?
Yeah, exactly. So they're saying that America can take, so far it's out. They haven't decided on citizens, but yeah, they can pick people up and send them to another country, whether that country is stable or unstable, without due process of law, which basically means that there's no representation. They're basically putting them into a dark hole somewhere, and you'll never see them again. And that country, whatever has them doing whatever type of, they're out there working, they could be dead. We don't know. But but they have no pathway back home. They have no pathway to their home country. They have no pathway for anybody to actually represent them. And that is the essence of slavery.
Yeah, you got to send us a link to that because you know that ain't in the news.
Black people, wait a minute. Let me make sure we get this straight. Mm-hmm. This cannot be like how it was with the police killings. You can't sit there on these phones when people are starting to get snatched. Every last one of y'all to get this mentality in your head. You see your people being grabbed by some unmarked individuals who refuse to tell you who they are. Your mode need to switch, and the only thing you need to be thinking,
that nigga is dead. D-U-D, boss.
Man, let me tell you, I live in a state where we can carry guns. It's an open carry state. It's Louisiana. Yep. From the age of 17 up, you can carry a gun. Mm-hmm. And I am not opposed to people carrying guns because in this day and age, you cannot trust your government, the police, or even your local government. Mm-hmm. And you got to be reliant upon yourself if some shit go down.
I will send y'all the links to that. But
yeah, send us the links because it's not in the mainstream media. That's something that has not been talked about.
I picked that up from the lawyer, and
it's not going to be because it's not as big as war. War deflects from everything else that is. Notice again all the stuff that is taking place recently within the last week. Mm-hmm. All of that in media wise is on pause because now the only thing we're thinking about is war. Meanwhile, they steady sliding all kinds of BS.
I was just about to say, and that's the other thing about war. It's like a sleight of hand trick because you're watching what's going over here with Iran. So while you're watching what's going on over here, this is where the magic is really happening back here. This is where the fuck shit is taking place. But we got you looking over here so you don't look over there. So we're going to have to include that in next week's conversation about that because we need to know more about that and how it affects us, especially as Black Americans. Right now they're targeting, thank you, Jonathan, I just saw it come through. Thank you for sharing that because right now we know they're focused on Latinos and the Hispanic community, and
that's the test run.
But it's not just
the test run.
It's not just
it's also Asians as well. Some Asians as well.
Some Asians? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Listen, that's the test run. So when they talk about this ICE stuff, they're snatching people up and they don't really care who you are or what you say you are or the fact that you can speak English so fluently. I'm also telling parents this too. If you have teenagers who don't have permits and licenses yet, get them an ID. Absolutely. If you don't have some form of identification on you, they're not taking your word for shit. I'm American. I was born here. Yada yada yada. I don't care how country you sound, how your accent is. I don't care about none of it. They are snatching people up.
And I would definitely, I would say, get your passport. If you don't have your passport, get your passport. It does cost about $186, but still,
Snatching
if
your
you
people
can
up.
get it, get your passport. And also on a note about
Hide your kid,
preparation,
hide your wife.
right? All of that. On another note about preparation, I know it's something we don't think about often because it takes time to do. Start your little garden plot in your backyard. It don't take long to grow lettuce, tomato, and cucumbers.
Or support your local farmers.
Or
Because
local,
we do
support your
this for
local
a living.
farmers.
You can
Absolutely.
actually, circulate that dollar.
That's right.
Or if you actually know some farmers, especially some black farmers, if you know some, support your local farmers.
Yep.
If you having a green thumb and just not your thing, that's fine. There's certain jobs for a lot of people. If this just ain't your thing, it's just ain't your thing.
Right.
That
Very
is some
true.
other people's ministry. Support them,
Yep.
especially over going to the grocery store, because when them shelves get empty, you still gonna need to eat.
Yeah.
We
Something else
talked
that
about this off.
Jonathan mentioned. Yeah, you was
Yep,
about to
we
mention
talked
it, right?
about this. Yep, we talked about this offline one time. So I told him that a family member and I were talking about actually going half and getting a half of beef, and what that all comes with, and being able to divide that meat up between the homes, right, between our houses. And because that's, if you ever seen a half of beef, that is a lot of meat, okay? And so you could do that with a cow. You could probably get some some fish or whatever in there if you're a fisherman. A deer, if you ain't processed that, you got enough meat for the entire year. If you have a generator, if something goes bad or whatever, you have a generator. Make sure that your freezers stay cold. Look, we got to do what we got to do just in case. Because I'm gonna tell you what, our power grids are definitely that's a target for another country. The power grids.
Yeah. Power grids, the internet towers going down. If you have not seen Leave the World
Airports.
Behind, if that didn't
That's
drop
it.
you a little hint,
That's
we got to be ready. Get you some walkie-talkies for you and your family. My son-in-law put this app on ours so that if for some reason internet does go down, we can use the phones as walkie-talkies. I gotta find it.
Well, your cousin's one that hit me to getting a ham radio. So Vivian, shout out to Vivian Walker, because my girl she is prepping. You hear me? She is prepping.
Yes, we all should be. God dang it. At this point, we all should be. Generators, if you don't got one, you might want to think about investing in one, because you never know where a sleeper cell will hit, how they will hit, how it will show up, where it will show up. My daughter asked me a question, and we're going to probably get ready to end on this because we didn't want the show to be this long. We've all had long days. At least I know my day has been long today. But she asked me, she called me on the phone. She doesn't really watch the news. And she was like, so what's the likely scenarios? And Jonathan gave one with them closing the Strait of Hamas. Another one is if they some kind of way manage to attack our ports. I live very close to the coast. I live not too far from the New Orleans port. I may be 45 minutes away, if that. So think about something happening at our ports. And we have ports all along the coast, all up California coast, all up the East Coast. That's a point of attack. You got, airports. I don't think they're going to try airports again. But then we have so many other centers in big megaplexes in all of these big cities all over the United States. Attack can come from anywhere. Look, I would have never thought on New Year's Day that someone in a truck would run through a crowd in New Orleans in the French Quarter. You couldn't have told me 2 days before that was going to happen. I'd have been like, you crazy.
They just had an attack at a church where somebody breaks in and opened fire.
That's right.
So it could happen anywhere. I mean, at any church, at any event that's happening in all these tourist towns. So definitely be prepared and be ready. Think about
this. Cruise ships.
Hey man, I'm gonna be real.
Cruise ships.
Some of y'all who going on vacation, you might want to look into doing more than just vacationing.
Right.
Either you're gonna stay or you're gonna go. But I'm not gonna be sitting duck on nobody's cruise ship, no tourist attractions. You are a target. Get out of there.
Get out of there. Unless you're gonna do dual citizenship, which is very common. I know for sure a couple places you can do dual citizenship and it doesn't take that long. But that's another piece of content for another day. And look, we're not gonna hold y'all on. We talked about B. Simone. Girl, get your shit together. We love you. We rooting for you. But hey, come back down to reality. You up there somewhere. I don't know. But come on back. And so far in this war, is here. We just got to deal with the fallout, and the fallout is coming. We might not can't see it right away. It might not hit us within the next week or two, but trust me, fallout from this shit, from these comments, is coming.
Oh, it's definitely gonna be a lag time. It's a lead and lag time,
Most
and it's not. Yeah, it's gonna happen. So just need to be actually. Thank you, Yorktown BBC News. Just need to be prepared to weather the storm, make smart decisions for you and your family.
Absolutely.
Have a way to communicate with you and your family in case anything pops off or whatever, and make sure if you do have weapons, make sure you have enough ammo that you can secure your property, secure your home.
Hey, and also build your community up, because it ain't just your property you're gonna be protecting. Your neighbors, your other, all your surrounding neighbors, y'all need to get on one accord and be understanding that, you know, if shit hits the fan, like for real, we got to protect each other.
Very true.
You know what I'm saying? Because the people are going to be looking to loot and whatever they don't have, they're going to try to get it from somewhere else.
That's right. AJ, you're right.
Build your community. Build your community. Build your community.
All right. And on that note, I think that is what they said.
Oh,
is the perfect
one last thing, because I need to end on positivity. Okay. Marvel Heads. Ironheart is out. The series.
That's good.
And on Disney Plus?
Word is from, it's on Disney Plus, and word is from Ryan Coogler. This series will lead directly into Avengers Doomsday. So
I'm gonna start it. I'm gonna start it tonight because I got Disney Plus. I'm starting it tonight.
definitely gotta because I know Doomsday is gonna be coming next year. So we gotta definitely make sure.
I love that. Way to go, Coog.
Get locked in now.
Ryan Coogler tonight. I'm going, as soon as I log off and get my shower in and all that, popping in the bed. But look, thank you all for tuning in. Join us next week on Tuesday. You can catch the show on BWNC Radio. If you don't have the app downloaded today, it is free. We will be on there tomorrow morning, bright and early, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then we're going to be streaming on all other platforms after that. And I'm a little lagging with putting the stuff on the streaming platforms, but I will get it up there tonight. Or tomorrow night. I'm tired of shit.
I know we mentioned social media influencers who we're doing things. Shout out to Big Jaw. The Lesbian Homie 4 is out now. So I don't know if
wait a minute.
I love that whole little series.
Well, here's the deal.
It's on YouTube now.
He ain't Big Jaw no more. He medium jaw.
No,
he done lost all
that weight. He's a little dude, man, but he did what he had to do fighting for his life.
Hey man, look, no, man. I got mad love for. I had swag and everything else, but I had to throw that out there.
Well, I will say this also on next show. We're going to be talking about medium jaw thing. He might be medium jaw, but I went to the doctor today. That's why I'm so tired. I went to the doctor today. I got a shit ton of tests. I got it wrong, but I have been diagnosed as being obese. I don't look it, but hey, listen. No. Don't dismiss it. Don't dismiss it.
I'm not dismissing it, but I'm not going to be on high alert when I hear the word obese. Because I know our bone structure, our bone density, all this.
I get that, but
the way our genetics are set up is different from others. So what their weight,
I get that, but I am almost 200 pounds and I am 5'2". The man is not fucking lying to me. So listen, let me get it out. Let me get it out. We are going to talk about this on the next show. Y'all can see this is going to be a hot topic. Y'all see this is going to be a hot topic. We're going to talk about this health thing because a lot of our motherfucking asses are fat. And we're going to talk about that on the next show.
I ain't denying that.
Okay, we're going to talk about that. Now, my doctor going to say, we're going to get rid of the F word. I was like, if I'm fat, sir, just say I'm fat. He did not say that. He did not say that. He said, I am a level 2 on the obesity chart or whatever. But I'm about to be 50, and I want to be at my best health. And we need to talk about this, black folk.
The discussion needs to be had because
so we're gonna have a discussion because if Dee was on here, if we could get Dee on the show, she would definitely be like, "Yeah, our asses are fat, and we need to do something better."
Look, and she
doctor called me Biggie when I walked into the room. He was like, "Oh, here come Biggie."
Yeah, the podcast. I don't know if we can get her on here to talk about health and fitness, but dang!
Shout out to her, man. Dee just dropped a book. She dropped a book, talking about her childhood trauma. And she also has she was on her podcast, was being nominated for podcast of the year.
Very
good deal. The core queen.
Well, see if she can like pop on here for like 10 minutes to talk to us about health a little bit in a week. if you can. I don't know if I have her number, but I know you got her number.
I check in with her.
Yeah, check in with her. But shout out to Dee. Thank you all for tuning in. We hope you found this helpful. Please like, share, tell someone about this podcast, and follow us on our other streaming platforms. We're on Facebook. I'm on Facebook personally, but not the 4040 Network. 4040 Network can be found on Instagram. You can follow me on TikTok, Granny She Is. Both names are on the screen. I'm on YouTube, the 4040 Network. I'm not really on Facebook anymore. I'm kind of moving away from that platform. Where can y'all be found?
You can find me on Instagram and also on TikTok under I am Jonathan Hawkins. So visit me there. So that's where you can find me. Over to my boy Whoa.
I Am Whoa Podcast on Instagram, on TikTok. I Am Whoa Media Group on YouTube for damn show. Of course, my personal profile on Facebook, Dwayne Sutton. That's strictly more so family friendly, whatever. I am shutting down, like I said, the Facebook access to all the media groups. So that's my podcast, the media group itself, Underground Sports Kings, all that's going to be gone from Facebook very shortly. And we are looking to really just settle in and find better housing because as content creators, we just need to go where we're supported. We need to go where and also where we can support proper social media platforms.
Right.
Because me and Zuckerberg, Fleelon. Yeah, I'm done with X. Yeah, like platforms been shut down.
Yeah, no, I'm not even on that no more. I've been off. And the minute Twitter became X, I was no longer on it, bitch. Like that's been what now? When was the transition? 2 years ago? 3 years ago? Yeah, I've been off that.
2 years now. Yeah.
All right. So anyway, thank you all for joining. We are going to bid you all a good night. And we will see you again next week. It says 2 obese patties.
You gotta sing it like the song.
Oh, I don't know the song.
2 obese patties, special Ross, Larry T, picking
bunions and small ass bus.
What the hell? I don't even know what that is. I don't even know. On that note, good night, y'all.